Back to our favourite topic with this one, the paranormal. As always, we try to source the most authentic ghost photos and videos we can find, and this collection, whether they are true or not, are definitely creepy. Although a couple of them may not be what they seem. So for the last time in October for a video like this, hit those lights, sit back, and enjoy. Ghost of Father. This video has a sad story behind it. It was caught on the security camera outside Norma Villa's home in Texas, United States. Norma's mother, Teresa, had recently moved in with her as she had terminal cancer, and Norma wanted to care for her in her final days. However, things had deteriorated with Teresa's health, and the pair were discussing whether it would be better if she went into hospice care. The emotional conversation prompted Norma to take a moment in another room, where she says she began talking to her late father, Leandro, who had passed away 10 years prior. But while sat there, she got a notification on her phone alerting her to movement that had been picked up by the security cameras on her front porch. Norma went to check the footage, expecting it to be a cat or some other animal, but what she saw was this. Norma showed her mother, and the first thing she said was, "They're coming for me." Still baffled by the footage, Norma showed her husband, who smiled, and said it was her dad, being there for her during this difficult time. Norma now believes it was the spirit of her father watching over her and trying to reassure her. This belief is reinforced by the fact that her dad always sat in that spot, and always sat outside to smoke. Sadly, Teresa passed away in February 2020, but Norma often watches the footage and finds it comforting to think that both her mum and dad are looking down on her. Douglas Park Ghost. Now this one appeared on Reddit a few years back, 2016 to be precise. It was taken in a ruined building near to the Burns Garden in the seaside town of Douglas Park in Scotland. The park is believed to lie close to a prehistoric burial ground. It's interesting because it was taken using an old 1930s TLR Rolleiflex camera and was developed by the photographer known as Motorbike 1985 on Reddit. The photographer, who was originally from the Czech Republic, took the shot when he was living in Scotland. He said that at the time of taking the photograph, he didn't feel anything out of the ordinary, as there was nobody else around. But when he developed the film in his darkroom, it became obvious he might not be alone after all. Pretty strange, and what makes it even more mysterious is that later, Motorbiker 1985 also posted the negative to the photograph that also showed the strange anomaly. What do you make of that? It's worth pointing out that the photographer is a prolific user of Reddit and posts regularly, usually about political stuff in his photography, and he does not appear to be into anything creepy. Of course, there could have just been someone in the building that the photographer didn't notice, but he definitely caught something. Whether it was an innocent visitor or something more sinister, we'll let you decide. Creepy Spirit. This footage is fairly new and caused some debate when it appeared on Reddit about a month ago. It was posted by user Crazy Turtle Mama, who appears to have experienced a lot of paranormal activity in the home she lives in Washington, USA. And in previous posts, she has documented some of the activity that includes orbs, doors unlocking by themselves, and shadow people lurking. She thinks this activity may be linked to the fact she has both her mother's and her sister's ashes in the house, especially her sister's, who she was initially reluctant to take as she felt there was a darkness surrounding them. So when her Ring camera captured something unexplained, she was convinced it was a ghost. Take a look at the footage. Initial thoughts are that it might be a person lurking around outside, although the poster has dismissed this as she checked the area in the day and there was no visible footprints. She has also uploaded a comparison video showing an actual person walking in the same area to prove the two aren't the same. We're not sure, but what do you think of this? Baby ghost. This next one is another where it's believed to be someone who has passed is trying to make contact from the grave. In this case, it's sadly a baby. Melissa, not her real name, from Toronto, Canada, insists she has always been a paranormal skeptic, but all that changed in September 2016 after she suffered a tragic miscarriage. Since then, a series of unexplained things have happened in her home. The night she lost her child, Melissa claims a children's toy randomly turned on itself in the middle of the living room and began playing music. After that, things got even stranger. The family started hearing strange knocks on their bedroom doors and closet doors slamming shut when no one was around. The whole family have been spooked by freaky encounters they've struggled to explain. On one occasion, Melissa and her husband were in the living room where they heard something thrown into the empty kitchen sink. When they investigated, they found the lid of their son's sippy cup that had previously been placed about a foot away, lying in the sink bowl. However, the most convincing incident happened about a week after the cup incident. On May 31st, 2018, when Melissa turned on her daughter's cot cam and saw this. Melissa immediately ran upstairs to pull her daughter away from the creepy figure and check she was okay. That same night, Melissa was responding to some of her friends' messages about the incident when she was further freaked out when the lamp cord on her bedside table started to move. Now, our first thoughts on seeing the footage was that it must be a doll, but Melissa has said her daughter has no dolls, just soft stuffed animals, and she believes what she saw was the ghost that haunts her house. Whether it's the spirit of the child she lost, she isn't sure, but it's no coincidence that all this activity started after this loss. What do you make of this? Not everything is what it seems. This one is a little different, and as you'll remember us saying in the past, sometimes the best way to the truth is by debunking. And this one just proves that sometimes things are not always what they seem. It started off with a mum looking around an abandoned house, filming as she walked around and imagining what it must have been like when the building was occupied. She then sends the clip to her daughter, completely unaware of what is lurking in one of the windows. Take a look.
Look what I found. This is in Carmel. This great old house. Someone told me that it's the Murphy house. I don't know who the Murphys were, but I don't think they've lived here for a while because it looks pretty deserted, but it must have been gorgeous in its stay. Absolutely, I could just imagine walking around here.
Straight away, her daughter Rebecca spotted the creepy looking face staring from an upstairs window of the empty house and shared the footage to TikTok. The video gained nearly 2 million views and had thousands of comments, with many freaked out by the sinister looking face, some even saying they were going to call the police to investigate. In fact, the video caused such a stir that Rebecca decided to visit the house herself to see if the face was still in the window, and this is what she discovered.
Okay, so sorry to keep you guys waiting. I really hope that nobody did call the police, because as you can see, it's a mannequin head.
So, it was just a mannequin head. Whoever decided to put that there must have known it would scare the life out of people. Who needs guard dogs when you have a sinister looking doll's head to keep out strangers? But this one just goes to show that if she had not gone back to reinvestigate, millions of people may have thought this was an actual paranormal entity caught on camera. So that's 5 creepy ghost photographs and videos. We hope you've enjoyed, and as always, we'll see you tomorrow for another video.